Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 13th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pia.
And?
And what?
Come on, and?
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Can you believe it? Happy
Finally,
birthday to Phil.
finally.
Oh, we've got to have some accolades coming in.
This is definitely the birthday edition.
What was I think?
Where's
Birthday
my
edition.
ice cream cake from Carousel?
It's what the ice cream cake is. It wasn't from Carousel because we couldn't fit the girl in the ice cream cake from Carousel. So we're getting it all set up in the next room. Happy birthday!
Thank you very much. Speaking viewers of girls,
60 years? 60 years?
Speaking viewers of girls in birthday cakes, we once had a party, a Gary Pia and Associates party in a bar in Chapel Street, and it was I think it was our 25th GPA. It was the 25th birthday of Gary Pia and Associates, and we had one of our staff, this wacky staff member, who was really she was a lot of fun. I can't remember her name, but they made a big cake.
For years.
Well, what was her name?
Melinda.
We had a big birthday cake, and she jumped out of the cake. It was quite hysterical. So people actually do that sort of thing.
She came out of the cake and she sang like "Happy Birthday" to us
in Marilyn
Monroe.
Yes,
she was quite a. We didn't set that up, but that was a pretty wild party. As far as parties goes, we've had some good parties for you over the years too. What about your 21st?
My 21st, that I wasn't there. I was in Lucerne in Switzerland at the time.
Yeah, a true story, viewers. Philip had a 21st party at my home without him present. And it was a red party. Everyone had to wear something red in honour of your much more red than now hair. And you rang in.
I did.
We had a wonderful party. You had your family there, friends. Just didn't have you there. Anyway, happy birthday.
I'm not a great fan for my own birthday party, but I am starting to mellow into it a little bit now, Gary. I'm not as reticent to celebrate the day as I used to be.
Well, you were weird. You know, he'd go missing on his birthdays. He'd go underground.
You know,
it was like he committed some crime.
I like to be the centre of attention at somebody else's party. I don't like to be the centre of attention at my own party. Having said centre of attention, it's got nothing to do with what I'm about to say now. But I had a chat with my father. Shout out to Dad. Had a chat with my father the other week.
Did he watch the episode a couple of weeks ago?
Well, he did. He had some comment to say that he felt that the show was dropping to a standard of schoolyard, schoolboy humour.
Right? He's right.
So I think really essentially what he was trying to say is lift the standard of this show because he thinks the show's degenerating.
I actually met somebody, I think I told you a little while ago, and they actually said, you know, a thing about selling the house, and they said it's the worst thing they've ever seen. This show is the worst thing that they've ever seen. Yeah. And
but they still came on board with us?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
They didn't come on board.
They sold through another agent?
They sold through another agent, and they didn't sell it so well either, I don't think. But he would have to have been the most miserable, revolting person, I don't mind saying, that I've ever met in my life.
You can't say that on GPTV. You know what, we're meant to be the friend of everybody.
I'm not going to say it because you know what? He didn't get it. He had no sense of humour. He was an awful person. He really was awful. I don't ever say that. He was an
and
awful
if you're
person.
watching this show...
You are an awful, unpleasant person, and I hope I never deal with you again. And I said to him, no one's making you watch it. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory viewing.
So I held back, and I was very professional, Phil. But you know, he doesn't watch the show. And if someone's watched the show who knows him and knows I've said that about him, I don't care.
Are you going to name and shame him, Gary?
No, I can name and shame him. But you know what? You just don't get it. You're not in on the joke. You've got no sense of humour.
Having said that, Dad, we are going to raise the standard. No more schoolyard banter,
yes,
Gary.
And no more getting defensive about the show because I don't really blame you if you think it's mad because we think it is too. But anyway, having said that, Phil, we've got lots to talk about. We've got auctions, and we've got the interview coming up, Phil.
And look, a bit of a shout out to the royalists that do follow the show, and I think mainly we've got a Republican following basically. Right. But for the royalists, you know, happy Queen's birthday. She just continues to tick along, doesn't she? She's not going anywhere. And as far as a bit of a shout out to Prince Charles, there's no chance you're ever going to get the gig.
That's right, exactly right. Phil, I just want to continue with our show and getting back to real estate.
Yes.
I want to talk about first.
You don't need to point at the camera.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't need to do that. But we are in Ellison Road, Alstonwick. We love it here. We're going to review this home in a moment. Before we do that, Phil, we've got a big interview coming on right now, and it is about the man who bid against himself. Let's go to the interview. Well, Phil, as promised, we have our special guest here. He is the man who bid against himself.
Do you know what, Gary, before we introduce him, I reckon we should have more special guests because I think that the show's become stale.
Well, you just talk too much.
It's got a format that's got to change. And
As
I
you're
think
doing
that
now.
having young, fresh,
Yeah.
new talent coming into the show, which should fundamentally be you, Ben.
Exactly right.
So let's introduce. Well, did I cut across your introduction? Did I?
Yeah, you did. You had a whole fight with me off camera about the introduction.
Well,
and
can
now
you get on with it now?
You just asked me to
Come
do
on,
it.
get on with it.
Philip, we have the man who bid against himself. His name is Ben Conn, and there's some interesting stuff to talk about with this gentleman. But firstly, we've got some footage right now because it was a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, that Ben, you found your dream property. I want to talk to you a little bit about that.
Sure.
Your bidding style was talked about on GPTV and in the community. It was sent an uproar throughout the entire St Kilda and Ripponlea, Ulster.
People are still talking about it,
People
Gary.
are outraged, talking about it.
In fact, they're talking about it at the St Kilda mikveh.
Is that
Wow.
right?
So we're going to have to explain to some of our viewers what a mikveh is.
Yeah, and
but
I want to know what you've got to do with that mikveh. But let's just get away from that for a second. Firstly, congratulations, Ben. Welcome to the show, and congratulations. You bought a property recently from us. Well done. How was your buying experience, by the way?
It was fantastic. I had a great auctioneer by the name of
Okay.
Gary Peer,
Thank you. Okay.
who made it a
Gonna have more
real
guests like him.
Exactly right.
joy. That was good.
Good. You were looking for a while. How long were you looking for?
Probably about on and off about 3 months.
Okay.
Fairly seriously, and then towards once the summer period, sort of once we hit February, I was looking much more actively.
Can I ask you, how many properties did you bid on before you actually were successful on this one? So zero.
Zero.
So your bidding technique is not only, we've never seen it before, but it's not something that you've worked on and perfected. It's just there, and that was just what came to you in the moment?
Oh, sorry, no. I've purchased a few properties in the past, and I've bid on a bunch in the past, and I've always explored different strategies. So this time, Noga and I, who's my fiance, decided to try something a bit different.
So before you get into that, I just want to know you, and thank you for your nice comments about me as auctioneer, but you were looking for a little while, and tell me about that house. What was it about that house that appealed to you? It was really good, well-positioned, solid house.
Yeah, so I think we kind of saw the area as a real sort of long-term fantastic hold. So we've got Ripponlea, we've got Glenora Road, a real sort of eclectic sort of vibe to it. We currently live in Elwood off Ormond Road, and whilst Elwood is fantastic, there's something a bit more, can I say eclectic about Ripponlea that we think long-term is a great place.
Well, it's crazily eclectic for somebody that is not a ultra-religious Jewish person, because the viewers will see on the footage that we're showing that you are right opposite one of the most religious synagogues. So to a degree, it's an eclectic area, but you are really in a zone of ultra-religiosity.
But that's what we love about Ripponlea. I mean, I grew up around that area, and you've got such an incredible, vibrant mix of people, which is just fantastic. So your heart was set on that place. How did you find it? Where did you see it or hear about that place? Do you remember how you sourced it?
Yeah, so I think, through the traditional mediums, so you got realestate.com.au and Domain and all those guys.
Okay, very good. Found it online. Okay, so let's cut to the chase of what everyone wants to know about, because we featured you on the show and you heard about it, which is why we reconnected and you agreed to come on, which thank you for coming on.
I'm honoured to be sitting between the two of you guys.
Well,
it's amazing.
Philip,
Thorn between two roses, without question.
Philip said no one will ever come between us, but now we found out it was you that was going to do that.
Broken up your marriage, I'm sorry.
So that's okay, we'll patch it up. Tell me, you went out there, hell for leather, put your hand up. We've got some footage of you there now on the screen. You put your hand up, you were determined, and then you started bidding against yourself, which stunned and confused me. 1967.5 now. 1967.5 is the bid. 1967.5. You want to add 5 to that. 1972.5. Is that the bid now? 1972.5. Bid's over here. At 1972.5 now, Adam. At 1972.5, bid is here at 1973.5. The auction's still going with it. So there you are. You bid against yourself. Tell me about that.
Okay, so I think the reasons why I decided to do it was mainly because I was trying to be in a position where any counter bidder would think that we've got endless money to bid on this property, and that it didn't really matter to us what we're going to pay for it. We wanted to buy this at any price. So I think the rationale behind it was to try and sort of let them know that we were really keen on it. Secondly, we were trying to kind of put them off a bit because what I found was that we were only upbidding by a very small amount. So say the bid was at 1.5, we were putting an extra $1,000 on top, so we weren't going to large chunks of increments. And basically what we did is when we were waiting for their counter bid, they were sitting there waiting for the next bid. The longer they waited, the more we were putting in other additional incremental bids to try and effectively put them off the next bid. But we were only increasing it by small amounts. So people thought it was crazy for us to do that, but the actual incremental increases were not 10 or 20,000 increases.
So what you're saying is that you, at 1.5, for example, you could have put in a $5,000 bid, but that wouldn't have achieved this kind of death by 1,000 cuts.
Correct.
Where you're still putting in only 5, but you're putting it in momentum so that they don't get a slot.
Correct.
And did you discuss that with your partner? Was that discussed?
She had no idea. So she, I think...
And she just thought you were crazy,
yeah,
essentially.
and I think most people in the crowd thought, I was crazy, but
let's not bid against this guy. Who knows what he's going to do next?
Correct. But I think the truth behind it was that there was a very definite end result, and once it hit our limit, we were going to just drop our hands. That was clean.
Okay.
And I was also trying to confuse you, Gary, but I probably failed at that because I put up sort of odd bids like 2250 and 2150, but your maths seemed pretty good.
It wasn't bad. Well, I did grow up working in the milk bar just in Glynn Road, probably just a few paces from your home.
Right.
So I had to work out the change in my head in those days. It was, we didn't have calculators to work things out with. So maths was never good at school, but that was okay. For bidding, it was all right.
So there's a new strategy, essentially, is come out. You weren't, I was about to say aggressive, but
no,
there was nothing aggressive
or
about you.
At all,
but the level of bidding in staccato against yourself, we would describe as probably an aggressive stance.
And of course, one of the other bidders I think was involved with the institution across the road, and they were completely confused.
Yeah,
You could see that, and there's, you'll see shots of this now where they were gathering around, sort of scratching their head, quite stunned, not knowing what was going on. Look, the whole environment and atmosphere was a lot of fun, but you were there to do business, you were there to buy the property.
Correct.
Looking back on it now, would you have done anything different?
I think I probably, I think there's always a lesson in any experience you go through, and the lesson from that specific bid, that property, was that I wasn't listening as carefully as I should have to the other bidders, and I think that towards the end we probably outbid by around $4 or $5 grand when they were out. And so,
but maybe that was what got them out too.
Could have been. Yeah. So there is a benefit to being really aggressive even at the end, even after they pulled out, in case there were any other bidders coming in. We just wanted to keep pushing hard.
All right. Well, we don't want to give too many of your secrets away because we don't want to have a whole range of crazy auctions next weekend. But what I do want to talk to you about is because not only are you a man with an unusual bidding style, but you've got a great business. And whilst this is not going to become an advertisement for you, although we're happy to take some money, I suppose, on the side, Gary.
I thought that was a deal, wasn't it, guys? That was a.
Didn't you know? He's paid me already.
You are that's right. You are the man behind Taxi Box, which is a successful business, which I believe now has offices in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney. So you're covering the eastern seaboard. What is Taxi Box?
Absolutely, and for buyers and sellers, this is a bonus edition.
Correct,
because they just came to think, well, this guy's bid against himself. It's unbelievable.
Viewers just thought we had a madman on, but actually it's a madman with business.
It is, and a madman with a brilliant bidding strategy and a brilliant business. So if we can describe that.
What is
Taxi Box? Tell us about it.
All right, so basically...
The 60-second version.
The 60-second.
Yeah.
The 10-minute version.
Go for it. You take your time. Go for it, Ben.
Okay,
it's a great business, and I know we use your services as to a lot of clients.
I'll keep it nice and quick. So it's effectively, for people who haven't seen it yet, it's effectively like a traditional self-storage business. But the big difference with us is that we're physically delivering the storage unit to people's houses. Gets left there, they fill it up, and then we take it away to storage and stack them up in a warehouse for the customers.
So how is it different to a traditional storage situation? What's the difference with Taxi Box to?
Well, the main difference would be that you're not having to drive out anywhere.
Yep.
You can take your time to do it.
Yep.
To load up your storage
do it
unit.
Yourself, how you want to.
Do it yourself. Take your time, and then as well as that, a big difference people don't realise is that there's no double handling. So you're physically only loading up once at the start and then once at the end, whereas traditional self-storage is double handling because you've got to unload it into a storage unit.
So viewers, think about this. We come through your house, we say you must declutter, you've got to have somewhere to put it. Most people don't have anywhere to put it, so Traditionally, you'd go to a self-storage, you'd put the stuff in your boot of your car, you'd be going backwards and forwards, painful experience. Now, Ben, through TaxiBox, delivers essentially a box to your front door.
Yep.
You load into the box is taken away and then brought back to your new house or back to your existing
Correct.
house. I think it's the most seamless, brilliant thing that is just so simple. I can't believe that you're the first really in the space. Now, there are competitors, but you seem to be the one that's getting the most traction.
Yeah, I think nationally we're probably leading the charge, but plenty of competitors around, and we just realised, probably same as you guys, the brand is such a massive long-term asset, and that's what really differentiates us.
So your service levels are excellent. We know that because we've used you.
Yeah, recommended you.
The ability to get the stuff from people's home to your warehouse onto the next one, it's a very seamless experience.
And it's not expensive either. I remember when you bought the quotes, I thought that's very, very competitive. I mean, if you talk about the traditional model, someone comes and picks up your things, put them into storage, then goes and picks them up and puts them back. What's the difference in cost, you reckon? Would you be half of that cost? Would you be of those traditional?
Well, I'll give you a simple analogy, and hopefully for the viewers, it'll make sense. You can basically get a TaxiBox delivered out to your front door, stored for a month, and then brought back out to you again for $218.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about the cost of having to hire removalists and get the truck and then the storage facility, you're in above $500 at the minimum.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So it's a huge cost advantage.
But I know that we've got some storage centres which we've been using for our office. What people devalue is their time and just driving to a self-storage place, going through that whole rigmarole. You know, your time's got to have some value, particularly when we're making you clean your house to the very best. You're not going to have time for anything else. So TaxiBox, great idea. If you use TaxiBox, Ben is going to book a holiday for Gary and I. The more you use,
we get the points.
Actually, for the record, we don't take anything from you. I don't believe.
No, you guys don't.
What do you mean? You don't believe? Let me ask you.
Duty of disclosure.
I know. I don't. The question is, do you?
So I think the question
you're not going to know what to believe. Sorry,
the question is, I'm going to ask you guys, what's the holiday of destination?
Well, now we're talking. Well,
we'll take that one off camera.
Yeah.
Tell me, you're a young guy.
Yep.
You started TaxiBox. Tell us about the start of that. How did you come up with that concept and idea?
Yeah, sure. So I've got a business partner in Sydney.
Yep.
So we're 50-50 in the business, just like you guys. It's a he.
And is he the brains? You're just the...
I'm just the looks. I'm the looks.
Looks in the body.
Right. Looks in the body. No, so that's actually kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of true, but Jeremy's much better with the probably the back end of the business in terms of
It started in Sydney?
No, we actually started here.
Okay. Sorry, cut you off. Go on.
No, so basically, long story short, we used to work together in a sort of more of a corporate background.
Yep.
And then we're looking to buy a bar together, but that sort of didn't end up happening, so we decided
to...
So
you thought, well, if we can't have a bar, let's just declutter people's houses.
Yeah.
They're similar.
Basically, from the most sexy thing to the unsexiest thing you could find. Yeah, and then we kind of just thought we'd give it a crack. We'd seen the idea in the United States when I was there for work, and it's been, you know, it was a need that was waiting. I mean, it was waiting to happen. It had to happen eventually.
Yeah. How long ago did you start it?
I think 6.5 years.
Okay, and you're not only in Melbourne, but you're also in Sydney?
Yes, we've got 2 facilities in Melbourne, 2 in Sydney, and 1 currently in Brisbane.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, it's a great business, very
Thanks,
entrepreneurial,
guys.
and we wish you well with it. And we love that you've come on to GPTV to talk about your buying experience and TaxiBox, because certainly the sort of people that watch this show, there's lots of buyers and there's sellers, there's people that want to know what's going on.
And I think,
real estate
Gary,
world,
in all seriousness, we don't like to endorse product that we haven't used or liked.
Exactly right.
And certainly we think that TaxiBox is a great product. And if you just go on Google Taxi, as in TaxiBox, one word.
Yeah. 1 word, 2 words.
Pretty simple, pretty clever.
Your advice to buyers out there, after you've bought, you've been there now, what advice have you got for buyers looking in the marketplace in terms of bidding strategy, in terms of forming an opinion of value?
I haven't been in a lot of properties, so there's plenty of people out there with way more experience than me. But I think my one thing that I've seen in the past is that there's nothing worse than seeing a bidder get towards the end of their limit, and you can feel it and you can see it, and that motivates the counter bidder.
So your view would be never show weakness as a
Never
buyer.
show weakness. Hard and fast, and drop your hand. Don't go over your limit.
The last part's just
No, we don't like
ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Two rules. Two most important rules, Ben. I'll share this with you.
Yes.
Always go to an
Set
auction
yourself.
with a limit.
That's
the first most important rule. And the second most important rule is always go
over
well
it.
past it. Ben, thanks for coming on, and
Thanks
good luck
very
with
much,
Taxi
Ben.
Box.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Great
Thank
to have you on.
Thank you.
I think we'll have a shot of you with your final victory there, purchasing the property with your hands, both hands in the air. So I'd love to see that on screen. Thanks so much again.
Going, the property is
What a guy, Gary. What a guy.
Amazing interview.
Yeah.
So Taxi Box, a great product,
Yeah.
but a great story and thought-provoking, Philip.
So viewers that are thinking about getting their house ready for sale, we do recommend Taxi Box. They are great people, and it's a great way to declutter your home whilst thinking about what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep.
And Phil, if you want to go and bid it against yourself at auction, be our guest.
Yep, there's the strategy.
Great strategy.
We think it was a winner.
Well, I reckon it won for you,
Gary,
Phil.
let's move on.
Yes,
Let's
indeed.
move on to the auctions that are coming up. How many have we got this weekend?
Phil, we have 17.
17's a good
auctions.
number.
17 is a very good number. And
Yep.
the 17th this month's my son's birthday, actually, Phil.
It
On
is.
that 17th,
It
a few
is.
days apart from you. A very big month for birthdays. Philip, 17th of June, Daniel Peer, happy birthday. 17 auctions over 10 suburbs. Shall we review them?
Let's get into it.
Phil, triple auction action. We start off in South Melbourne. We're all over Melbourne this weekend. We start off on Saturday at 10:30, triple auction action, Cecil Street.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a big entertaining area. This is a really good property in a fantastic location.
Leo Samuel travelling over to do that one. Phil, he's familiar with the territory, as is Jeremy Rosens in Caulfield South, because he's auctioning this apartment in Kooyong Road.
Gary, we've sold many times in this building and it does do well. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Great entry into the market.
Phil, what'll you do at 10:30 on Saturday morning?
Do you know,
what'll you do?
sometimes your humour is so pathetic.
You've got to smile, though.
Well, I did smile. This is a great property. We did GPTV here a couple of weeks ago, Gary.
We did indeed.
and what a great house it is. One of the modernest houses from the sand belt. 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars. It's actually, we commented when we walked into that house for the first time, it's just a feel-good house. Everything to love is there.
And it's taken us both out of action for a little while, Phil.
Yes.
Gage Bowie, so we've got no 11:30 auctions that we're involved
Yes.
in. But Jeremy Rosens, he keeps marching on to Lansdowne Road, East St Kilda.
And what a great building this is. We love this building. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A wonderful 50s, 60s building that just has stood the test of time.
We'll be sailing off from Beaumaris in time for our 12:30 auctions, Philip. We've got 3 of them. We start off with Leor doing the auction in Dandenong Road.
3 bedrooms, Gary, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A really lovely looking building and a really good apartment. I love those polished timber floorboards and the open fireplace.
There's nothing hurtful about living in Hertford Street, Philip, because it's a great address.
Gary, it's champagne comedy
It keeps
here
coming.
today. 3 bedrooms, and we keep saying 3 bedrooms are unusual, hard to find. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
1 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car
Thank
space.
you.
Beautifully renovated throughout, and a really good, solid building.
Phil, you're going to be in North Road at 12:30. This is an exceptional looking property. Excited about this one.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, great location there, and some beautiful features. That really is a good property.
If you want to see something extraordinary, go online and see the video tour for
Yes.
this property. Philip, have you seen the number of Facebook
Well,
likes and
Gary,
looks and
this was a
is
remarkable.
insane.
This was a remarkable video, and a
Yeah.
shout out to Visual Domain, who really did do a good job there.
Yeah.
4 Anchor Place, Paran, a renovated warehouse style town residence. Completely stunning. 3.5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, security car parking there. It is just the most incredible property.
And have you seen the number of people that have seen that? Because Domain have featured it. I think there's something
over
like
100,000 hits, Gary.
120,000
Yeah.
people have clicked onto that video.
Phenomenal.
So,
I hope they're all
great
there
video.
at the auction, Gary.
Phil, it's going to be a big auction. I think we'll have to get a bit extra coffee for that one, Phil.
I think
That's
so.
at 1:30, and you won't be at the auction because you're going to be in Parkside Street with Leon doing this wonderful apartment justice, Phil.
Gary, Parkside, we love it. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. The most incredible timber deck and courtyard garden. I just love that property. It's a winner, as is that address.
And what'll you do after you've left your 10:30 auction in Wattle and there's a 1:30 auction, Philip?
What is it with wattle? Well, have you got to remember, Gary, wattle is the Australian fauna emblem.
Yes, it is.
Did you know that?
I did.
And
Graham Callan's going to be wearing
and for
his
those
flowers.
for those viewers that remember, I do come from Cootamundra,
Yep.
and that is the home of the wattle tree.
well known for it.
But Gary, what a great property that wattle is. and it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 lock-up garage, and a very good-looking property.
And Graham Callan gets his auctioneer hammer out for that one, Philip, and he also closes down the day at 3:30. Brings down the curtain in High Street, Glen Iris, Philip, for this terrific apartment.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space, and a wonderful terrace, Gary, which is a real selling feature of that property.
Phil, I'm going to be kicking off the auction on Sunday at 10:30am. Looking forward to this one in Balaclava Road, 5 at 48. What a great looking apartment building.
Gary, we were responsible for selling all the apartments in this building when it was developed a few years ago, and it was a really good quality building, and it stood the test of time. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, basement car parking for 2 cars, and the most fantastic paved courtyard garden. So you've got your own piece of land there as well in that incredible address.
Looking forward to seeing Leon there at that auction, Philip. We've got double auction action. It is, Phil, at 11:30am in Bamborough Road. I love this property, just opposite Cafe Delish, Phil.
And also near Cafe Fres, Gary, so no doubt you'll pick up a schnitzel while I'm having a cup of coffee at Fres.
You'll have your
and
kale.
one of their lovely pear and ricotta muffins. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking for this property. It's a great property in a great location within a drop punt, Gary, drop punt of Princess Park.
We sold that home a few years ago and it's been totally transformed and improved even further. Just when you thought you couldn't do it because it was a great home to start with. Phil, you're going to be in Northcote Avenue with Adam at 11:30.
761 square metres of prime North Caulfield land, Gary, together with a very comfortable family home that's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and off-street car parking via double carport. So that's a really good property, Gary. Lots of interest both for the house and for the land.
Phil, 12:30 we're going to be at 321 Alma Road in Caulfield North. Take us through this property.
Well, Gary, what a stunning home. This has been architect designed, been refurbished throughout. It's just the most beautiful home. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, and plenty of car parking, 2 cars. Just a stunning property. That's a turnkey solution to your housing needs, Gary. Put the key in the door, open it, move in, and love life.
I couldn't agree with you more. That really is the most beautiful looking property, Phil, and you're going to enjoy auctioning that one. But you'll be leaving there shortly thereafter to come to this fantastic address. Is there a better street in Elstwick?
Well, Gary, it's certainly, if there is, it's certainly one of the top 5 streets, not to alienate any residents. But Allison Road, we're on the north side here, Gary, and the north side, of course, is the best orientation. This is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars, polished timber floorboards, but renovated kitchens and bathrooms. And yes, you did live in Allison Road, Gary, probably some of the happiest days of your life.
They were very happy days, Philip, and so will they be for the buyer who purchased it. It's number 91.
No question, Gary.
A beautiful home, and it's great to be sitting in this fantastic area overlooking this beautiful private lush garden, Philip. Phil, we finish off in Ellison Road with one more auction to go just up the road in Caulfield South. 9 Jenkins Street is going to be auctioned at 2:30. Take us through this great looking home.
Gary, what a fabulous looking home. This home has everything: 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, car parking via lock-up garage and a car space in front. But the surprise package here, Gary, is the incredible basement, which includes a media entertainment area together with a powder room down there and a bathroom. So it's really got multiple options, but it is a surprise package, and I love that property.
Phil, some people think winter's a quiet time of real estate. There's not much happening. There's not many good homes. Gee, we've got some beautiful homes that we've got
Gary,
on offer.
we always have a very busy June.
Do,
I mean,
we?
July gets a bit quieter because of all of the school holidays, but it's a great time to sell viewers because you have got the same number of buyers really looking, but they've got fewer options, so they've got less choice, which means a greater intensity of bidding at each of our winter auctions.
So for those
we think it's great.
So those people that think of selling in 2017, you don't need to wait till spring. I auctioned my own home in Ellison Road on the 1st of August, Philip, in winter, and it was wet and it was a miserable day, but what a great auction. It still went through the roof because you did such a great job.
Well, I did do a great job, Gary, and as I said once before when we did mention that, Gary, I did an incredible job. There was no card, there was no flowers, there was no bottle of whiskey, there was actually, I'm pretty sure you signed the contract and did not even bother to say thank you.
That's not true.
Oh, I think it is. I'm getting over it. It was, so how many years ago was it?
I think we're holding a few grudges here, aren't we? 7 years ago. Like, that bloke that didn't like GPTV. Now, it's your birthday. It's a time to clear the slate.
It's time for celebration.
And I have said publicly what a great job you've done. I know there's no gift, and I know your old saying, don't applaud, throw money. But I just want to say to you, Phil, thank you for the great job. And it is your birthday, and I do love you very much.
Thank you, Gary. And I've been waiting, I think this is the episode 400 or something of GPTV. I've waited that long for you to say publicly that you do love me. But speaking of love, viewers, it is my birthday. Show me the love, not through phone calls, emails or SMSs. I'm expecting gifts, maybe a George Jensen gift card or a David Jones gift card, or go to Harold's and buy me a new suit would be nice as well.
Yes, we've got an area put aside in our reception for Phil's gifts. There's a little area there, so just drop it in if he's not there. That's a big wrap on GPTV, this winter edition, featuring the man who bid against himself. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous birthday and have a great week.
See you next week.